Welcome, Ken.
Well, thank you for letting me speak this evening. As I indicate when I signed up, I'm here as not as the regional chair, but as a citizen of Woolwich Township. When I was first elected as the regional chair, I had made a conscious effort not to interfere in local matters, and you've never seen me here except dealing with things of a regional interest or regional matters. So, because I felt you were elected to look after local affairs. And as a lifelong resident of Woolwich, I've been proud to be part of a community that cares, shares, and has been rooted in a strong sense of community built on commonly held principles. I've always counseled people to stand up for those things which are important to them, and in the case of this decision tonight, I feel compelled to speak about my personal concerns for my home community and for the concerns of many in Woolwich who feel the decision to support the casino in the township runs counter to the values of many in this community. This region and this township have a tradition of stewardship and caring. I suspect it's built into our DNA, reflecting our historical roots. The Maple Syrup Festival, soon to be celebrated, had as part of its origins and its community support a goal to support challenged children and adults in the township. It bound together the whole spectrum of the community. When the first county planning board was active and later the first regional plan was being developed, it was people and politicians from Woolwich Township who took a lead role in developing land use policies which saw the preservation and protection of agriculture and environmentally sensitive lands. And this was done at the cost of disallowing developments which would have given the township greater tax revenues. Many Woolwich people have been active in developing social service programs which sought to aid people who needed help. When the OLG embarked on a program of driving up revenues from gaming and lotteries, it sought willing partners for its business plan. I'm assuming you've all read it. It seeks to privatize its operations, which in fact will see more of the money taken, leaving communities and possibly out of the country if you take a look at who's bidding, in order to maximize opportunities to gamble. It seeks to increase revenues by making gaming and lotteries more accessible and available, and by lowering the average age of participation in gaming to counter the aging population. To do this, it is seeking willing hosts who will pay to host these facilities. This is an approach to business which has the support of the province, sadly. I'm not here to argue against gaming, which has been going on for many years and for some time. With what I do take issue is the aggressive, growth-oriented approach of OLG, which pits communities against each other and rewards those who play along at the expense of other communities who will feel the impact of these operations. It is interesting, and I must add, somewhat embarrassing to me as a resident of Woolwich, that of the 7 municipalities in Waterloo Region, Woolwich, my home community, is the only municipality considering being a partner with OLG. I received at my home a postcard soliciting my feedback. When I read it, the only information given was the potential money to receive by the township, and I was asked whether I agreed or disagreed. Despite the bias of the survey, I was pleased to see that a healthy majority opposed the measure. I might add that I have been very much sensitive to what I am hearing in the community about this issue. Quite frankly, the question I get repeatedly is how did this ever get on the table in Woolwich while all others have declined to get involved? Not that my contacts are more reliable than yours, but I can report in the last few weeks of the many people I've spoken to in the township, only one person has expressed support for the casino of all the people I've spoken to. You have heard from a variety of people the arguments opposing casinos, and I don't propose to go over them tonight. They are well documented. What I do want to talk about is community values and your role as members of council here tonight. At the inaugural meeting of this council, was the last time I was before you, I spoke briefly to you about knowing and defining your core values so that you would have guideposts when the going got tough. I've always believed that anyone elected to public office also had to have a good sense of where the community's core values lay as well. My experience has been that people in Woolwich respect the traditions of our past, want to help people and not hurt them, and are not prepared to let their principles be bought. Woolwich should not be bought. You and a majority, according to your own survey, of the people who you represent do not want to be part of the strategy of extracting even more money from people, many of whom can little afford it. Do not be a partner in lowering the average age of gamblers. Do not be a partner in damaging individuals and families. Do not be a partner in siphoning more money out of our communities. Change comes, and we need to move along in this world of change. However, change should always be for the better. Better is not a casino, whatever the rewards. And I would ask that you reflect on what this community has been, what it values, and what your legacy will be for this township and for the region. Thanks.
Thanks very much.